Oh my goodness, the last map is Tag Craftius Maximus. Prepare for maximum shenanigans. We've got Zoc as Cybern over on the left and a Chief Jaguar as Seraphim over on the right, otherwise known as the Big Priapism, which I still do not know what that means. While we're waiting on them to do their early builds, let me Google this. Priapism. Never mind. Don't Google that. All right. Really, Jaguar? Really? You gotta do that. Zoc is going for first land. Got a couple of mass extractors queued, and then he's going to be assisting his Hydro to completion once his engineer comes out and starts it for him. Same thing going down for Jaguar. So an even start for both of these players. Let's talk about the map just a little bit, even though we have done it before. Tag Craftius Maximus is a weird mix of land and navy, maybe a little bit of air. We've got early aggression from Zoc, who is sending a hunter around to the south side. This is the primary expansion point for one of the early engineers to pick up 2 mass extractors here. And these are actually the first mass extractors that you T2 because, weirdly enough, those are the most protected ones, since your base is accessible to frigates around in the back. It is not high enough to be out of the way. So that's where the weirdness of this map comes from. There's a lot of mass extractors in the middle, but your core bases are on the outside edges, all of which can be hit by T1 Navy. Then you've got mass extractor points underwater all the way around the map. So you can use frigates for effective raiding, and you can use subs for effective mechs killing. How weird is that? But you also have to worry about land, because you have 5 access points through the center of the map, and then 3 general choke points into your base should enemy units start coming at you. And I have seen Tag Craftius Maximus games that were decided entirely by land spam without a single naval unit being built, or by air, where a first bomber decided the entire game, or by navy, where people had upgraded T2 mass extractors on the outside edge, lost navy, and then lost their entire eco. You never know how this thing is going to turn out. As far as these players go, though, we've got a second air factory going for a scout. Then we've got second land, third air for Zoc, which has not yet been built. So if Jaguar were able to get a bomber out, which it does not appear that he's doing, he's going the conservative route and getting an interceptor up, we could have gotten some early aggression over there without any hope of denial. Then we've got some early Mantis guarding the center. You do want to keep an eye on this because there will be units coming up through the mid. And we've got ACUs moving to the north, which is pretty typical because you want to be able to secure this expansion with a commander. I would imagine that Zoc is going to move to the south expansion. Yes, he is, as soon as that air factory is complete. And then we've got an engineer dying on the front line, thanks to the combined fire of a Selen and a Tham. That's one of the interesting things about the Seraphim faction, is that they have the only useful land scout combat-wise. The Snoop does 2 damage, the Spirit does 1 damage, the Mole does no damage, but the Selen is effectively a lab. It is like half the HP, the same damage, and about half the cost, or something like that. If you put 2 Selens together, they basically equal a lab, but individually, they also have radar. So you can sometimes win a tank scout versus tank scout battle because of the damage done by the Selen. We've got 2 Mantas moving up through here, probably will get denied. I don't think that there's, oh, well, never mind. Selen is down, 1 Mantis broke off to the edge, and that is a denial. But this Mantis is going to move over here and snag this engineer that is trying to build on the plateau. The plateaus are kind of difficult because you do have access to one right here, but these can get hit by T1 artillery from below, and then it's relatively easy to control these if you do have units on the plateau because your T1 artillery can fire down. So it just kind of makes for odd happenstances in the center. Down on the south side, Jaguar is getting raided by Zoc. A couple of Mantis going to claim a mass extractor kill or 2. Jaguar is building mass extractors in his group of 3 in the water there. This is a good spot for a torpedo defense if you care to place one, because a single T1 sub coming into the area will get shot down by it before it can kill your mass extractors. Over on the outside edge, Mantis able to pick up an engineer kill. That is an unlucky son of a gun passing through that. And then we've also got the mass extractors being claimed by Zoc on the north. So, naval factories, what do we got? 3 planned over here and 1 over there. So Zoc is going for very hard navy. This is going to let him lock down the outside edge of the map, ring in Jaguar, and make it very difficult to move air around and also to build near the edges. Even if he never goes past the frigate stages, he could stay at frigates the entire game and shut down pretty much anything that Jaguar is trying to do. We do have a naval factory out for Jaguar, but only 1. So he's going to have a hard time maintaining naval control with that. The other thing to consider on this map are the plateaus. So we've got all of these little islands. They've got 2 mass extractors each with a rock that's worth 75 mass. So if you pick these up, it is well on your way to a dozen mass per tick. And what is that? A total of 225? Yes? 225 mass and then 12 mass per tick for each of these sets that you control. So definitely worth checking into in the early game. Frigate's out. It's going to pick up an engineer kill right there. Unfortunately, did not get a torpedo defense in the water, so that frigate is going to be able to move around to the back of the base and potentially start harassing. Looks like Jaguar's trying to move some units up through the middle, but I think that's going to get shut down relatively quickly by the amount of Mantis moving in from the base. Jaguar is going to be successful in getting tanks to the rear, but a point defense is going to come up just in time to push those away, not to mention the fact that there is an ACU moving into the area. Jaguar is not having much luck on his raiding schedule. Looks like we've got 6, 7, 8 land factories planned for Zoc. And on the other side of the map, Jaguar is already rocking nearly that many. Looks like 10 either built or in the works for him. So he could potentially outspam Zoc. However, eco might be a problem. We've got 49 mass per tick and 121 reclaim versus 187 reclaim and 61 mass per tick, largely due to the fact that Zoc has been able to secure more of the outside edge of the map, and he's also eliminated several mass extractors in Jaguar's base with this renegade frigate in the rear. That artillery could have potentially taken it out, but I don't think it is going to have much luck. So there goes that mass extractor, and then should be able to pick up a kill on the Hydro as well. Over on the left, Jaguar struggling to do a little bit of raiding on these mass extractors, will get pushed away, but I think he will succeed in picking up 2 kills. Might make a kill on the power generator, but I don't think so. On the north, Jaguar does not have any ACU upgrades, but he is moving his commander up to secure more mass extractors. This frigate still wreaking havoc in the base, good lord. Trying to kill off a T1 land factory there, which is not a very efficient use of the build power. You'd be better, or the killing power I should say. You would be much better off killing engineers and or the Hydro. That is an unfortunate cliff there. You need to back up ever so slightly so that you can hit the things that you are aiming at. Gun upgrade for Jaguar. That might be the tip that he needs in the right direction. Looks like Zoc is going to build more land factories towards the south, bringing his total up to 11 versus, what do you got? 13. So Jaguar is still 2 ahead, but he's now begun losing mass extractors on the outside edge thanks to these T1 subs that are coming through and raiding his positions, putting him even further down, 41 mass per tick versus 69. And I think that we may end up with the game being decided 5 minutes in the future, and we have a frozen replay. I guess I should have gone into the live game. There it is. We're back. All right, I don't know who died, but somebody did. Looks like the amount of Mantis on this map is too damn high. We've got enough on the north, center, and south to deny anything that Jaguar can push. The gun upgrade is nearly complete. Jaguar probably stalling, stalling on mass, which is preventing that from completing more quickly. If he paused his factories to get that online, it might do him a bit of good, but I don't think that he is going to be able to make this a win. No matter how much damage he's able to do with that gun comm, the gun comm can only be in one place at a time, and with all of these units pulling in, there is absolutely no way that he can keep his base defended. The best hope that he has, I think, is to go directly into the base and try to kill as much build power as possible. But as soon as he moves that direction, all of these units are going to pull up this way, and then he is going to be screwed. Gun is done. He is moving to the front. We've got a T2 land factory building T2 power, well, built a T2 engineer, which is now building T2 power, and it is getting rhinos online. Hopefully Jaguar can keep his overcharge up. Looks like no energy storage, but he does have 222 power in the positive. If he gets this hydro up, maybe hydro, point defense, energy storage. And then he could hopefully secure this spot long enough to let that overcharge go to work for him. Jaguar was successful in claiming the south side victory, so there's not enough units here anymore to deny him. However, all of those units are going to start flowing in the direction of his ACU now, and it's going to put him in a little bit of a pickle. He could also potentially get pinched here, because we've got 2 rhinos and a group of T1 moving across the north, while his ACU is walking forward on the south, which means he could get slammed from these units retreating and these units coming at the front. T2 power generator is online. Will we see rhino spam, or will this be loyalist rush? I do not know. 2 more mass extractors going down. Achieved still maintaining 45 income, which is enough to do something, but not enough to do a lot. Did you get your overcharge up? You need your overcharge before you wander into this area. 4,000 income, or 4,000 in storage, that means he cannot overcharge. All right, Cerberus turret going down. Probably not the best idea, seeing as there is an AC right there, but Zoc won't know that he doesn't have overcharge. The Cerberus turret might do enough damage to be worth it, since Jaguar can't kill it with a single overcharge and a couple of well-placed shots. And then again, it might not come up at all if the engineer dies. So Zoc is moving his units over here to draw the ACU in this direction. And then we've still got units moving to the north out of the factories. Many rhinos being built now. We've got 2 support factories online, as well as the heavily assisted HQ. Jaguar, I think, still does not have. Nope, he does have storage now. So he landed an overcharge, and his recharge is pretty slow, but he will be able to kill off the T2 units. Definitely need to go here for the double. Come on, come on. I know you about got it. Oh, only 100 power positive. That is painful. He can't even replenish his overcharge. Rhinos moving in from every direction, dealing so much damage to that ACU, just completely running by him to cut off his avenue of retreat. Jesters out again. Gonna bring those to bear on the ACU, and that is game. Jaguar actually did a pretty good job of recovering his land position. If he would have been able to have a couple of overcharges, just a little bit more power, that might have turned out differently. Zoc did not have gun, and Jaguar had a huge advantage in land units. But alas, it was not meant to be. That is going to be the final win for Zoc in the semifinals. Zoc will be advancing with a perfect 6-win, not a single point given up to anyone else. Well played indeed to both of these guys. That is going to wrap everything up for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like and share it with someone. If you want to support the channel, catch the streams, or join the Discord, check out the links in the description. Thank you all for being at least partially insane, and I will see you in the next one.